Hi to anyone watching this. In this one I want to talk about how to deal with an eating disorder while at university, or more like specifically my experience with how the two fit together, because it's been very difficult, and I'm coming to the end of my first year, and I thought it would be a good idea just to kind of think about all of the things that have prevented me from having like the best university experience because of my eating disorder. And one of the first things about that is living in halls and living like with a group of new people. I've actually learned a lot of things from being at university through doing that. I've learned how to be more comfortable around new people, how to accept, the fact that I always found it very difficult. This sounds very selfish and stupid, but I always found it very difficult to share things around food and to share my space with other people, like particularly like my bedroom or the space where I ate at home. I always found it difficult to comprehend that other people would use that space. It was just, I always felt very claustrophobic, and but I've learned how to enjoy and appreciate that other people want to be in the same space with you and want to eat with you, and I've viewed it more as a social thing since being at uni, which has been difficult, but is something that has helped in a way. But the first month was extremely difficult. I found it hard to get into a routine of eating, and I found it hard to schedule when I was going to eat, because one of the other things is that my body clock completely changed. Like, I was up late at night and I was going to bed at like 4 in the morning and waking up at 10, going to lectures, having a sleep. Like, everything just gets flipped upside down. The structure is gone, and that scared me a lot. I didn't really know what to do. So food got neglected, and it was very much, it wasn't important to me at that time. But living in halls where you share a kitchen, in my case with 8 people, you have to be able to get on with those people, and they will probably end up knowing. I mean, in my case, my flatmates knew about like 2 weeks after I'd moved in, just because of the way I think I acted around food, and if there was a pizza night, I didn't join in, for example. Like, if everyone was ordering a takeaway, I'd be very anxious about it, and I'd end up just going back to my room because I couldn't deal with that food being around, and they started to get suspicious that something wasn't right. And I got to the point where I was happy enough and comfortable enough around those people to explain what was going on, because I've been extremely lucky that my flatmates are all amazing people, and they do care about me, but I guess it's not the same for everyone. So I think you've got to be prepared that things will be tense around the kitchen and food if you're going with an eating disorder. If looking back on it, I don't think I would have gone. I don't think I should have gone without being further into recovery, because it's very difficult when you're on your own, because it's in your hands, going to the doctors and going to appointments. You don't have the support of your family at home. So it's been a lot harder. But also there's more access to things, like exercise classes in the gym, which I wasn't really exposed to at home. I had no social life. Exercise wasn't an option. I just stayed at home and had my dinner and went to sleep, basically. But here, like, it's harder to fight the urges to exercise and go against what recovery says you should be doing. So I think, again, like, looking back, I wish I was more prepared for that, because your eating disorder will take advantage of any opportunity to get you sicker, even if you can disguise it as I'm going to the gym with my friends for social reasons, for fun. it can very quickly become an addiction again. But I think without the pressures and strains on myself, because of my eating disorder, I would have been able to enjoy the social side of things even more. I think, again, I'm lucky that I've made such a good group of friends and everyone here is really friendly. But I just think without that I could have been so much more able to do things, have a greater degree of freedom, been able to do things without thinking so much, without analysing every situation. Where am I going to fit food in? Are people going to be eating here? All of these thoughts like run through your mind and it just gets tense, you know, like I don't know, part of me wishes that I waited a year. I took a year out to recover fully or to a greater degree, because I feel like I've been such a burden on my flatmates. I feel like I've been a burden on all of my friends here because there is that underlying thing that I'm not okay, and it does show quite a lot of the time, especially, you know, when we're all out together, that things aren't, you know, like I'm not 100% happy with everything, and I just think about how much better my first year could have been if I didn't care about that stuff. But I don't know, I think if you're going to university in September, and you have a history of an eating disorder, or you have one now, or any kind of mental illness like depression or anxiety, that you are completely aware of what you're going into and that university is always going to be there. It can wait for you to be better, but you don't need to rush things, and you don't need to go because everybody else is going, or you feel like your time is right now, because health is more important than education. And if you're more healthy, you'll be able to do better in education, because your mind, you'll be able to think more easily, you'll be able to concentrate. So really, I think what I'm trying to say is really think about if it's what you want and if it's what's best for you as well. Is it best for your health for you to do this now, or is it better to wait and recover before you go? Because it is a big thing, it's life-changing. You're moving out of home, you're meeting a group of new people who you're living with, essentially. You're starting a new course, you're learning all the time, you've got so much work to do, and it's so easy to just slip back into your behaviours and relapse because you're alone. Although you're surrounded by people who do care, you're on your own in terms of recovery. So I don't know, I just think it's really important to think about yourself and to talk about it with your family and your doctor or whoever you're seeing to see if it is the best decision. Because I know for a fact that I probably should have waited a year. It's not a long time in your life, a year. Like, people go to uni at whatever age, and loads of people take gap years anyway. Like, no one will know that you're a year older. So I don't know. I don't regret coming, I just feel like it could have been better for me and everyone around me if I wasn't like this. But anyway, I hope everyone's well and take care. And I hope if anybody has exams or anything that they're going well, and try and look after yourself. Bye.